There's an essay entitled The Beauty of a Flower by the Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman. I read it a long time ago, but I read it again recently, and I wanted to talk to somebody about the ideas in the essay. And so I went to visit my friend Jon Goldman, who is a talented artist, and he has a studio nearby. And I wanted to ask him his thoughts on the relationship between science and art, and how do we recognize beauty, if it can even be defined.
There is an natural emotive response to something that has become beauty. And I think that that's just a human response. It has nothing to do with science or artistic hats that one might wear.
In the essay, Feynman tells a story of a conversation he had with a friend of his who was an artist. And his friend made the statement that as an artist, he could appreciate the beauty of a flower. But Feynman, as a scientist, would want to take the flower apart and examine its pieces and make it a dull, uninteresting thing.
I know artists and scientists who are in the same physical body. And the history of the collaboration between those two is really where I'm coming from.
So Feynman countered this observation by saying that even as a scientist, he can appreciate the beauty of a flower like anybody else, but he can look deeper. He can recognize that the flower is made of cells, inside of which is complex chemistry. He can appreciate that there is an evolutionary process that has resulted in flowers of different colors that attract insects for pollination. And he finishes the essay by saying, knowing more about something doesn't subtract from its beauty. It can only add.
My childhood education at the Children's School of Science was an act of discovery that my parents put me and my brothers through. And that way of discovery, seeing the world, is only compounded over time. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's something that the more you know, the more complex your understanding of beauty is. Seeing the world like this, as opposed to seeing the world like this, is a very, very, I think, important and empowering act. And I think it's critical for understanding beauty.